So in terms of the actual event, as a standalone event, at times it did honestly just feel like a party row event with a bit of grandeur at times thrown in. I mean, when the Snoop Dogg song started playing, I was vibing. I love Snoop Dogg. Ice Spice, not so much. Disappointed we didn't see Eminem when I saw the trailer for next season. For whatever reason, they decided to put it in 20 minutes before the event and then put it at the end of the event, which is a little strange, because if I didn't see that and that happened at the end of the event, I would have been like, that's crazy, man. Oh my god, what a cool event. Really cool, but for whatever reason, they decided to put it 20 minutes before the start as well. I don't know if that was a mistake or an accident, or when they were testing something and it shouldn't have been played on the screen. I have no idea. Yeah, so we saw the trailer play at the end. And talking about the Chapter 5 storyline, I think it's been one of the best storylines from start to finish in terms of actually being in a chapter, as a chapter's arc. From Season 1 with the Society to a few weeks ago with Doctor Doom the way. I think there was a really good storytelling from start to finish there. Like, unless you include Chapter 2 Season 7 to Chapter 3 Season 2, that obviously happened over the course of a couple chapters, that doesn't come close to Chapter 5, but I feel like individually, as a segment of a story, I think they told a really good story. And now for an event to push rappers and artists into the Fortnite metaverse, if I do say, it seems like the storyline's been chucked away for another big ad, which includes Snoop Dogg at the agency, Ice Spice at the Shark, and Eminem at the Grotto. I mean, this is cool. We've waited for Juice WRLD for ages. And if we take a look at the blog post, and now we've got this blog post. So, Chapter 2 Remix, Run It Back with Snoop, Eminem, Ice Spice, and Juice WRLD in Battle Royale. Record Scratch. Welcome to Chapter 2, the remix, The Island You Know It is back. Remix and reimagined with leaked weekly locations and loot drops inspired by the best of early Chapter 2 gameplay and some of the greatest music icons in history. In this time rewind, whatever that means, Snoop Dogg D.O.G. heads up the agency, the rap god Eminem sets up the shop in the Grotto, and hip-hop princess Ice Spice lays claim to the Shark Island. And the remix hits the final with a celebration tribute to legend and icon Juice WRLD. Push play, turn up the volume, and open up the vault in Fortnite Battle Royale Chapter 2 Remix. So it also appears that their next event, the final, will be a Juice WRLD concert, which I'm actually looking forward to, because if they make it clear and concise and communicate with us that is what's going to happen, that's fine. But this event, in terms of communication, has been absolutely poor. If they had just told us that it was going to be a concert or a show, which they didn't really tell us until hours before the event, they said a remix show or something on their Twitter page, which is fair enough, but it means that 2 events are going to be predominantly concerts. Obviously, I expect the Juice WRLD to have more statements and stuff, but not taking away from that, but going towards the story, what we're trying to be portrayed in Fortnite, it's a really poor showing in my opinion. We go back to the end event of Chapter 2, the scientist, the visitor, and when you introduce a little bit of, I guess, culture in terms of media culture, in terms of The Rock, oh, that's very cool. You know, alongside Fortnite's own characters. In terms of the collision event with Paradigm, Brie Larson, and in terms of that, even Fracture, let's include Fracture in that, trying to tell a story. They may get it wrong sometimes, but at least they're trying to keep it in Fortnite. This is just a sellout. There's no other way of looking at it. Defend this chapter in my opinion in terms of storytelling, because I think individually Season 1 to Season 4 have been great. It's really told a story, but then we get to this event and we were just watching TV basically. I thought it'd be more like the Rift Tour, as Lit pointed out. I thought it'd be that. Eventually I thought we'd get into that, but the only thing that really happened was that Rift open up in the sky, and I guess that's how we're going to get to Chapter 2 now. This was a sellout. I just don't know what they were thinking in terms of having a real life concert being portrayed in a Fortnite live event, an end of season event as well. And then they seem to be absolutely plastering Snoop Dogg and the other artists all over Fortnite. I think there's really some cool, interesting bits that can happen, but I feel like we just came out of a Marvel season. I mean, it wasn't quite predominantly Marvel, but of course that's a collab season. We go into another collab themed season in terms of rap artists or artists now, and we're really starting to move away from Fortnite's core. I think the metaverse can be a great thing, but I feel like the event team, the writing team, have seemed to have lost their direction of what they're aiming for. And it's crazy that people over the last few seasons have said Fortnite doesn't seem to have conviction in terms of their seasonal themes. But you look at stuff like Wrecked, and they went for a car theme and they sort of failed on that. This season being a Marvel themed season, they sort of didn't recommit again. But it looks like this season, Chapter 2 Remix, they look to have really gone to town on the theme, and they're going to stick with it. Look at the agency. Look at the grotto. It's like we have asked them to go on a theme, and they're going to do it for a collab theme. I know people were worried about Fortnite being sucked up by Disney and Disney having a play. This is very counter Disney, so I guess there's that to look forward to or point out as a good thing. But I don't know why they just didn't push us to Chapter 6, like Season 1. Maybe then I would have had it, but I still think they should focus on their own lore. Like Fortnite could have a universe that could compete with Marvel and DC, and they just don't take the opportunity. It's actually crazy. It feels very corporate, yes it does. Oh, we have some Greek stuff here, that's pretty cool. I guess lore fans can dip into that, I suppose. Like, they've literally gone to town on the theme here. They didn't skip a beat. Boogie bombs are now tidy emote bombs. And obviously they use this to also advertise as shoes as well. Obviously the rest of the map looks like it's going to feel like Chapter 2, but there's... yeah, I can't believe the one word for this season was enjoy from Mark Rain. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy the season anyway, but like even he's running out of like really cool words to use. Like, I'll say it again, in terms of writers, I feel like if we are going to go anywhere with the storyline, I think they need to really come out and say now and like sort of reassure us that we will have a direction. Like, we will conclude this. We will explain what's happening here and how it constitutes to the lore. Like, as I said, other franchisees or comic books, TV shows, or other games will always talk to the actors or the writers, and they will explain why this has happened or why it's happened or where we went wrong. And Fortnite, for whatever reason, hides their lore and secrecy because they don't want to take criticism half the time, and that's what I think. But some of the writers at this point have got to come out and say something, because this is not great. Like, we have put time and commitment in, and this event is basically an advert. The next event, with all due respect, which I think will be a cool event, is again going to not focus on the story. Again, I've recorded this bit of the video. I don't know if it would be a good video because I'm kind of losing my point. Like, I am kind of speechless. I think, again, it was a good event. I got involved in the music. There's some really cool moments. But it's not Collision. It's not the end event of Chapter 2. It's not the end event of Chapter 1. It's not Big Bang even. That's saying something. It's not even Fracture. Like, Fracture, I think it's a really cool concept what they're doing with these artists. But to plaster it over Chapter 2 and Chapter 2 Remix, I don't know that's the correct play. I feel like Fortnite's struggling to read the room. I guess we move. Guys, hit the like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Until next time. It has been Roy Miss Jail White. Next time, bye bye.